Final result of feminism was women selling their bodies. The total combined NBA payroll for 2023 to 2024 was $4.9 billion. You want to venture a guess what OnlyFans content creators generated?
More than that.
$6.6 billion. Unreal.
Sex sells, man.
Yeah. Being a prostitute is more lucrative than being a pro sports athlete.
Yeah.
This is Elijah posted. He goes, the final result of feminism was women selling their bodies. That's it. Yeah.
Pretty much.
But hey, you got to do what you got to do. Did you ever see those Tinder profiles that were ever, like created where they have like a really good
I've seen
guy?
this. Yeah. There was a guy that did an experiment, something similar to this. There wasn't this exact one
several times,
but they've done it a couple of times. Yeah.
So this is a post, this guy's handsome dude with a Superman curl over here. About me, it says, I have a criminal record for beating a woman, but we all have a past. And then it's got a photograph of purportedly his inbox. Wow, I'm going to be completely honest. Good, X. Well, what can I say? What's your favorite Italian dish? Hey, handsome. Hey, how are you? Just, DMs are like filled with this sort of stuff. And here's some purported screenshots. First one says, I got to ask you about this criminal record of yours. I'm intrigued to say the least. He says, she caught me cheating, but this was years ago. I have to be honest, I am not the same. She goes, I'll give credit where credit is due. I appreciate the honesty. Next chick. Willing to make an exception for blue eyes. He says, exceptions can be made. She goes, good. I must admit, I don't shower. She goes, what? You must be joking. He goes, I love my natural musk. I'm sure you will. She goes, you do look like you'd smell nice, so I'll take your word for it. Like, again, breaking rules for alphas, making rules for betas, right? We've talked about this a million times. Do you want to make another half Italian baby? This is her opening. This is her opening, like right out of the gate. Do you want to make another half Italian baby? He goes, my apartment? She goes, yes. It's that easy when you look like Tyler over here.
Yeah, I've seen worse than this. I've seen bios where the guy's like, yeah, I've been out of jail. I'm a convicted, sex offender.
I've seen several versions of it done, yeah.
This and that. And it's like, I love how that her choice of words, she didn't say I'm concerned. She's like, I'm intrigued. She's like interested in this guy, but it's like, it doesn't matter. Like you can say anything you want. Like, I mean, I mean, guys, rule number one, like be unattractive or be attractive. Don't be unattractive. Yeah. It's every day, man. I mean, I love how the commentary was like, yeah, repeal the 19th. I mean, but it's, you generally think women are one of two things. You think that they are children or you think that they are high functioning adults, but you can't hold both of those beliefs simultaneously because you just can't.
Hybristophilia is a real thing with women. You can look it up. It's only women that will message mass murderers, like all of these criminals that have been tried and convicted or are going through trial for putting people through a wood chipper or like melting them in like freaking vats.
Chris Watts still gets messages. He gets like women's used underwear.
Proposals for marriage, for children, for having babies. They'll get panties in the mail all the time, routinely. Hybristophilia is common with women. It doesn't happen with men. It only happens with women. It's insane. So these things have been reproduced over and over again. It's just the reality of female nature. Let's get the super chat over here real quick. He says, hey guys, I'm in my 30s and my parents live with me. I'm Indian and it's our culture tradition to do this. Sometimes they treat me like I'm still a child. How can I tell them to stop? Tell them to move the fuck out of your house. Simple.
Pretty simple. I mean, you don't really have anything you can say if they're financially supporting you. I mean, if you're paying for their stuff or they're living in your house and you're financially supporting them, then they don't really have a say over you. But if you're taking any sort of money from them whatsoever, if they're paying your phone bill, if they're paying for your car payment, anything like that, then you don't really have any room to tell them to piss off. So if you don't want to be treated like a child, don't be on their monetary hook like a child when you're in your 30s. I mean, and even if you're not, dude, sometimes you got to pull the plug and you got to be your own man. I mean, you can make excuses about it's your culture and tradition, or you can carve your own path and say, forget that, I'm going to do my own thing. So the choice is yours.
Yeah. Look, if you live in the West and you're from India, there's certain cultures and traditions you're going to have to leave behind. And if you're a grown-ass adult living in a Western country, US, Canada, England, whatever, things change. And you just fucking tell them straight up, this is my house. You're not going to, throw shade at me here under my roof. Just because you share DNA or blood, it doesn't mean that you have to put up with abuse and disrespect. In fact,
Correct.
I don't see any point to it. I don't put up with any kind of abuse or disrespect or lies from anybody, in my inner circle. I'll have a word with them, but I'm not going to put up with it. It's very,
Yep.
guys, you're going to get out of life what you tolerate. Okay. Very straightforward. So if you want to play the culture card, have fun with that.
Let's go to, before we share the next thing, I want to grab this question too. It's not a super, but at the point of the old flings messaging you, you message the guy about it, or do you ignore it altogether?
I called her out on it. Yeah, like I basically straight up said, like, you're married and you're messaging me, flirting me, and talking to me like this. I'm like, what's that about? And then she ended up getting mad, I think, and then blocking me, if I'm not mistaken. It probably would be worthwhile screenshotting it in case the chick blocks you like that, and then just send it to the dude. Fuck it, let him know what a hoe's wife is. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.